what we would normally do is we had training, but as Alex referred to earlier, the training that we were doing was PowerPoint presentations perhaps once a year, and maybe inset days and maybe on staff meetings. So we were doing periodic training, but it wasn't the type of training that you get when you have Boxphish, where you get something every month that's delivered on, you know, different subjects, as Alex has just spoken about. I've got the year one learning journey up here. So on my wall, I've completed so far cybersecurity fundamentals, social engineering, malware, passwords. We've only had it 4 months, so that's gone out to all our staff so far. We've got mobile devices, physical devices to go, social media, account takeover, ransomware, safe home working, safer internet usage and credit card fraud to go for the rest of the year as well. And the SIMs that go with that as well. You know, the LinkedIn, the OneDrive was fantastic because we use Teams here. So the OneDrive sim was fantastic for people to not catch them out, but to think about what they're clicking on. And we didn't actually tell them we were rolling this out at all when we did go for Boxphish. We said we don't want to let people know that we're rolling it out. Let's just do a sim and see where we are, and then we'll advise them that they can have their logons, and then we'll start the training and we can see where we've come to, you know, from when we started. We've got a way of assessing the scale of the improvement. So we just wanted to make something just to enhance really cybersecurity training. And you mentioned about the insurance. I'm currently trying to get our the DFE approved risk protection assurance, the RPA assurance, and as part of that they've added a cybersecurity section. Which does want actual cybersecurity training. There are other companies that do it, but this goes away to providing the cybersecurity training as well. It just gives us extra information to put towards our cybersecurity insurance, which you talked about as well, Alex. Yeah. So that was our challenge, and that was our journey. So
I was just going to say, in terms of your process of obviously finding the right solution for yourselves, were there any particular areas that you felt Boxfish sort of were a good fit for the organisation? Just to sort of bring it to life, because there's a lot of noise in the space, and obviously there's quite a few Americanized type brands, etc. that are out there. I just wondered, just for everyone's benefit, sort of the process you went through and sort of why I suppose you selected Boxfish. It'd be interesting to understand that. If you could just spend a little bit on that, that'd be very interesting.
Yeah. So for me, I wanted a company that was a vetted company, because I don't want people connecting to our network. We've got network providers who are quite fussy who we connect to. So I wanted an approved partner. So I went via Crown Commercial, and there are very few companies that do this on Crown Commercial that are approved. I wanted a company that was in the UK and held all their data in the UK. That was really important to me. I wanted a company with high security standards, multi-factor authentication standards, because I don't want just anybody being able to log into to the information and get access to our network. I didn't want the company to be a reseller either. I thought that was quite important to me. I wanted the company to actually believe in their product and not just be selling somebody else's product. So that was also quite important, and massive for me, because there's me and there's 5 schools. I needed a managed solution. I needed a managed solution that would almost run itself, that I could check in on. And as you said, it even reminds staff that they haven't completed their training, so it sends reminders out to staff as well, and something that would integrate with the current system that we've got, and integrate with our current network providers who, your team were absolutely brilliant talking to our network providers, and we've managed to, myself and your team have managed to roll this out to 5 primary schools, to all the staff in 5 primary schools across our trust so far. So we had nothing before, and now we've got emails being delivered to people every month, and and we're looking for them now to engage with those emails, and they are engaging with them because I can see it on my dashboard, and I can chase people up that aren't engaging. And it just goes to every single account. So, you know, if you don't log on to the account, or people haven't logged onto the account for a while, but even if a member of staff, a member of the cleaning staff logs on, if they've got access to the system, they've got the training there waiting for them, that's dropped into their inbox on Boxphish. So we've just covered everybody really. I didn't want to just say let's do staff and you know and teaching assistants. I wanted everybody covered who've actually got to log on to the system.
Perfect. Great. Well, thank you for that. So I suppose the final bit is obviously the results, and I know it's, you know, you mentioned about sort of the journey you've been through so far, but could you just elaborate around sort of, you know, feedback? You know, I know you mentioned about the phishing simulation that was a real success in terms of opening up people's eyes, but have you heard any comments from staff around the engagement? You know, what do you feel about the, you know, the videos and the experience?
The actual sims are fantastic. That really impressed me when I saw Boxphish at first. The sims were really, really good and really convincing, and you really had to look at them. And if you're not concentrating, which is what we want people to do when they see an email that they don't know, you know, that they're not expecting, they don't know who it's from, they need to just stop before they click on it. And it's just making people pause. The minute we said to people, we've got this system, there was a bit of a change in people's behaviour to how they look at their emails, and they almost didn't want to get caught.
Yeah.
So they were really careful about their emails. They didn't want to click on something. They didn't want to show up in the, you know, in the stats that you look at. They didn't want their name on there. So there was an immediate sort of sea change when we told them that we were rolling Boxphish out, which was good. The training, I would say, to complete it all, it's about 6 minutes, and that's just in short bites, which is really helpful to the staff actually. Because you have a short sort of walkthrough video. I mean, I've done them all. I find them fascinating and really interesting. So as soon as it comes in, I'm probably one of the first people to click on it to see what it contains. So you watch a short video that's really, really clear, and then you get a series of about 5 questions after, and you need an 80% pass rate to pass those, and they come out monthly, and they don't take long to do. I'd say that the whole thing could take you probably 6 minutes. The videos are very short and the questions are very short, and then you can see where you are up to with your training. If you just click on your portal and you sign straight in, we just sign straight in with our Microsoft accounts, and it just shows you, you know, your level, how many training courses you've got, how many training courses you've done. So I could go up to a member of staff and say, click on your Boxphish for me, and I can see exactly what they've done if I'm in person, or I can look online and see what they've done online. So that's really good, and the staff find them engaging, and they can do them in school, out of school, and it does it, and actually it does have an effect on their personal life as well, because, you know, as you said rightly at the very beginning, that was something that stayed with us when we first engaged with Boxphish, that this training isn't just for school, it's actually would help staff in their personal life as well.
Yes, I think that's a really important point, because as you say, it's not just another bit of training you need to do for work. No. This is benefiting me, my friends, my family outside of the workplace, and you know, it's going to keep us safe. So that's really, really interesting insight. So thank you very much for that, Sue. Was there anything else that you wanted to add? I think you mentioned at the beginning something about a forum.
Yeah, I did. I went to, I was going to add that in actually. I went to, I attend a consultative forum on a regular basis. And I was listening to a speaker there recently, and they were talking about cybersecurity, and I just picked a couple of the slides out for primary schools. So they asked some primary schools, what training have you provided to minimise the risk or impact of cyber attacks? And so staff training, one-off staff trainings, like the same as we used to have, 63% of primary answered that they, 6% preferred not to say, but 63% had said that they want to, they did one-off cyber training. Staff training on a regular basis, 22% said. We have pupil training 2%, regular pupil training 5%, parents 44%, and governors 22%. So Staff training one-off, 63%. Well, we don't have one-off training anymore, so that's we wouldn't be part of that. And then which of the following cybersecurity related threats are of concern to your school? And the biggest one that came through was a phishing attack in the primary sector was 87%. Insider threat 5%, ransomware 13%, information security 13%, DDoS attack 32%, credential theft 19%, a fraudulent transfer of funds where you have to pay something 13%. So that's quite stark, really, if you look at those. And it is on the up. I mean, I started in IT in 2002, and we didn't have cyber attacks then, and they're just getting more and more. They're just getting cleverer, and it's difficult to, unless you've got somebody like yourself telling us what's coming. It's really difficult to try and stay on top. I had a text message this morning about HSBC fake emails going out, literally today before I came on here. So they're just constantly changing all the time.